Good evening. Today is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. This is a special meeting of the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District. Can I have a motion to begin the meeting? Scott, second. Lewis, all in favor? Okay. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Welcome, everybody. First thing we're going to do is comments by the board. Anybody have any updates? No? Yep. Okay. I just have a couple of things. I want to just say thank you to all the people who volunteer their time for our interview committees. These committees are made up of various stakeholders. Depending on the position, it ranges from students to teachers to admins to parents. And I just want to thank everybody who participated in that. Your input was extremely valuable, and we really appreciate you taking the time, especially in the summer, to do that. I also want to thank everybody who participated in the policy committee. Their participation and feedback is also extremely valuable. Tonight we will be reading and adopting our internet-enabled device policy. And I really want to thank everyone for their input again during the summer. That committee is also made up of parents and teachers and union reps and administrators. So I really just thank you so much for all of your input in helping us to get this important work done. Mr. Roberts, do you have anything? Superintendent report?
I do. Thank you, Madam President. So a number of things. I just want to start. A lot of things have been happening, great things here at Tuckahoe. Wonderful things to provide some updates this evening. So we have several important staffing recommendations this evening that I'd like to bring to the board's attention for their consideration. After an in-depth and exhaustive process, starting out with over 90 plus applicants, days upon days of our hiring teams coming together, convening, rigorous interview process, I'm pleased to recommend an outstanding candidate to serve as the next principal of Tuckahoe's middle school, high school. Mr. Christopher Fiore is going to be the recommended candidate today on the agenda for the board to consider to appoint to that position. A little bit about Mr. Fiore. He comes to Tuckahoe as an experienced principal, administrator, and educational leader. Previously serving as a tenured high school English teacher, chairperson, athletic director, assistant principal in neighboring Eastchester for many years. Mr. Fiore also was a tenured principal at the Frank Perry Junior Senior High School on Rhode Island for about 7 years. Where he successfully met the educational needs of approximately 1,700 students and over 225 staff members, bringing in new and innovative programs and educational opportunities for his students and families. For the last 2 years, Mr. Fiore has served as a principal at the Narragansett High School in Rhode Island. We're pleased to have him coming to Tuckahoe to return home and to bring forward high levels of student achievement here. Mr. Fiore has earned his administrative certificate from Mercy College. He has a Master's of Science in Secondary Education in English from Iona and a Bachelor's of Arts in English from Fordham University. Mr. Fiore is excited to return home to New York and serve as the next outstanding instructional leader and principal for our students and families here at Tuckahoe Middle School High School, and we're excited to welcome him, Mr. Fiore. Also, with today on the agenda, we have our recommended Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology. We've got another very important administrative position that we've been diligently work at filling and then going through our hiring procedures these past few weeks during the summer. We're looking to secure the outstanding candidates and to serve as our next Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology. This position, we had over 70 qualified applicants for the position. Our hiring team narrowed down the field, comprised of parents, teachers, administrators, and support staff. Spent several days interviewing and refining the group to the most successful candidates to move forward. In addition to doing 20 screening interviews, we then went to a group of 6 committee interviews, and then final interviews with the superintendent and also the Board of Education to review our final candidates for both positions. And I think we have great candidates to move forward today to recommend for the board to appoint. I'm pleased to recommend Dr. Melissa Quackenbush to serve as the next Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology for the Tuckahoe Union School District. Dr. Quackenbush separated herself as a candidate for many reasons, demonstrating that she's a results-oriented administrator, 15 plus years of leadership and experience in developing and implementing innovative education programs that drive measurable student achievement outcomes. She has extensive experience as a strategic curriculum developer with expertise in supervising instructional programs, evaluating educational materials, and fostering professional growth, among other things. She's a collaborative leader and looks forward to working with our administrative staff, teachers, parents, and students to align curriculum and move the agenda forward here at Tuckahoe. Dr. Quackenbush, also of my interest, is an experienced grant writer, bringing additional resources to many of the school districts she's previously worked. Much of her professional work came in the New Jersey public school system, the Director of Curriculum in Hasbrook Heights, Director of Curriculum Instruction in Ramapo Indian Hills Regional High School, and as a district supervisor of humanities at Paramus Public Schools. Long educational background. She's a Doctor of Educational Psychology from Old Dominion. She has her EDS, Advanced Postmaster's degree from Liberty University, a Master's in Reading from University of South Florida, and a Bachelor's in English Education, 6 through 12, from Southeastern University. So we're excited to recommend Dr. Quackenbush on the agenda this evening. Those are two main administrative appointments. A little bit more to talk of my report. The policy we have recommending today, many people may have heard information about the governor's bell-to-bell cell phone policy ban that's happening in all New York State schools. So this evening the board will be asked to conduct a first reading and adopt Tuckahoe's policy 5695. That's the internet-enabled device policy. This policy is being moved forward and adopted this evening, hopefully, with to ensure that our students in our district is in compliance by the August 1st deadline that's been provided by Governor Hochul. So the governor's bell-to-bell cell phone ban was included within her recent New York State budget and recently signed into law, requiring all New York State public schools to comply with this new mandate designated to eliminating distractions within the school setting from students having access to their cell phones or other internet-enabled devices. The policy has gone through our committee, as President Howard said, for review, and is going to the board this evening, again, with input from all stakeholders that were participating on that committee, including teachers, parents, board trustees, and other stakeholders. I was fortunate to meet with our own student group from many of our student leaders of our GO group and to discuss the policy with our student leaders. They have their own thoughts on the policy and making it successful. That was the highlight of my week. Following the approval of the policy, we're going to be posting the policy on the website, sending a number of communications out to families about the details of the policy. So our policy covers the framework of what's going to be in place that the board will approve, but the real communication about what we'll be doing to make it successful for our students and for the parents' questions to ensure that it's rolled out and implemented successfully. So that was very helpful from the policy committee, giving us suggestions, things to think about. We're going to continue to gather input from parents in the community of how to roll it out successfully, and those future communications will have a lot of those details for parents, as well as frequently asked questions. How do I get in touch with my child? What happens in this situation? But the design of the policy, we do have to create a secure location in our school buildings at the secondary level. Just a little glimpse of what we're looking to accomplish. We'll be using the lockers as our secure location. That's our plan for at the high school, middle and high school. And then at the elementary school, we're going to be doing a more reasonable approach with inside the classroom and just having a secured locked area that can be students can place their devices or whatever they may have, when they arrive in the classroom in the morning and then get at the end of the school day. So more to come on that. The communications, the policy will be linked onto the website once approved. We look forward to really working with all stakeholders to make sure it's successful in our schools. That's it. My update.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roberts. Tonight's agenda is a true reflection of all the work that has been done in the summer, and there have been extensive meetings. And I just want to say thank you to Mr. Roberts for his swift action in pulling our new team together. These are really important agenda items, and they need to be put into place as soon as possible so that we can start our school year off successfully. And thank you for doing that. You're working before your appointment and in the last 3 days since you've been our superintendent. You've really moved forward. And also my fellow board members for cooperating with all of our meetings to get this done. Thank you. Okay, so let's get on with the business of the board. Appoint a principal. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District, on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, appoints Christopher Fiore as Tuckahoe High School Middle School Principal to a 3-year probationary appointment in the tenure area of principal, effective August 4th, 2025 through August 3rd, 2028, at a salary of $198,500. Scott, motion. Motion. Scott, second is Lewis. All in favor? Congratulations. Resolved that, appointed Director of Curriculum of Instruction, appointed Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District, on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, appoint Dr. Melissa Quackenbush as Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology to a 4-year probationary appointment in the tenure area of Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology, effective July 28th, 2025 through July 27th, 2029, at a salary of $165,000. Motion. Scott. Second, Lewis. All in favor? Welcome, Dr. Clyde. So, first reading and adoption of policy 5695, Internet-enabled device policy. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District hereby conducts the first reading of policy 5695, Internet-enabled device policy. The Internet-enabled device policy. I'm going to stop there for a moment. Do I have a motion? Scott, second. Lois. Discussion. So I just want to say that on the agenda is the first reading of policy 5695, and the board will be asked to also vote to adopt the policy within the same resolution. This doesn't follow our regular practice of conducting at least 2 readings followed by adoption. However, an expedited adoption is permissible with the majority of the board in favor of approving the policy after the first reading. I want to take this opportunity to confirm with each trustee if you are all in agreement with the vote on this policy as listed on the agenda, since it is a time-sensitive matter with the August 1st, 2025 policy adoption deadline date issued by the Governor. You agree? Okay. Now, resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District hereby conducts the first reading of the policy 5695, Internet-enabled device policy, and hereby adopts said policy as attached. Governor Hochul signed into law the statewide ban on bell-to-bell Internet-enabled devices for school districts effective the 25-26 school year. The statewide ban is to ensure distraction-free schools in New York State. Effective immediately, the New York State Legislature has amended that the New York State Education Law to include a new section, 2803, which prohibits the use of Internet-enabled devices during the school day and on school grounds. The amendment comes as part of the 25-26 executive budget. The new legislation prohibits the use of Internet-enabled devices by students for the entirety of the school day, including during instructional and non-instructional periods such as homeroom, lunch, recess, study halls, and passing in the hallways. The legislation requires districts and BOCES to adopt a new board policy by August 1st, 2025. All in favor? Thank you. Appointed teacher. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District, on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, appoints Christopher Giordano to a 4-year probationary appointment as a math teacher at the Tuckahoe High School Middle School in the tenure area of mathematics, effective September 2nd, 2025 through September 1st, 2029, on a Step 4 MA of the TTA salary schedule. Motion? Scott? Second? Joe? All in favor? Congratulations. Appoint a coach. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District, on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, appoints Enrique Rosario as a strength and conditioning coach effective July 24th, 2025 for the summer 2025 and fall 2025 seasons. Compensation at a stipend of $5,180 per season, prorated based on work completed. Motion? Scott? Second. Lewis? All in favor? Approve an amendment to an agreement. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Tuckahoe Union Free School District approves an amendment with A&A Maintenance for the 25-26 school year, increasing the hourly rate for services provided in line with CPI at 3.4%. Motion? Scott. Second. Lewis. All in favor? Yep, go ahead.
Construction going on in the building right now. So the capital projects, this was a higher percentage. Over the last 3 days, so 3 days.
Thank you. I should have said. Yes, absolutely. All in favor? Yes, sorry. All in favor? Okay. Closing comments by the board. Congratulations, all of you. Welcome to our school. Okay, comments by superintendent.
Great, thank you, Madam President. So, congratulations to our administrative appointees. Great to have you as part of the team, and look forward to having you join very soon, which is wonderful. I also wanted to thank our tremendous staff working so very hard each day here in the summer. Sometimes as our students go off for vacation and some of our staff gets to spend some time with families, still have 12-month staff here that's really working hard each and every day. Our custodial staff, our clerical staff has been tremendous. Just want to point that out of all the construction going on, so that the audience may have seen it coming in today. They literally take every room, deep clean it, prepare it for our students, and they're going to do that from now until August on top of other duties as well. So just want to recognize their work. All of our officers are continuing. The staff is in and out, clerical staff and our administrators, who have hiring, and to our teachers as well, coming in each and every day with curriculum work, volunteering on committees. It's just been tremendous. So couldn't ask for a better team that's surrounding the work of the district, and putting all that goes forward, and our parents also for being a part of the committees, the policy committee, the interviews, a lot of hours. Your volunteerism is tremendous, and your remiss I didn't extend it to the board as well. The additional steps that you've taken to expedite the processes, extra evenings, interviewing, a lot of hours from the team, and just to really make sure that everything's in place for the upcoming school year, and to surround myself as new superintendent with a great team of administrators to support the work of the district is tremendous. So greatly appreciated. Congratulations to Mr. Giordano. I think it's just as said before, I want to wait till you're appointed, but we're very pleased to have you join us as a math teacher. One of the great things was student achievement, and they're really engaging them in learning. And I know Mr. Gassano is going to be tracking you down to your coaching expertise as well, I'm sure, at some point. So we look forward to there. And also, last one, thank you to the board for approving the strength and conditioning coach. It's going to be a tremendous asset to our students, all students, whether on athletic teams or not, and also to our coaches and the teams to support them in developing their skills to the next level and promoting a healthy lifestyle for all our students. So a great addition to the programs that exist here that the board invested in the last budget cycle, and we're pleased to get it into action, and more details will be forthcoming with the appointment of the strength and conditioning coach, and we look forward to seeing some great things for our students.
Okay. A motion to adjourn the meeting. Scott, second. Lewis, all in favor? Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.